Do you believe in nature's ability to cure? What I've learned over my almost 30 years in medicine is that we are really miraculous beings. We have been given and provided with everything that we need, not only to heal ourselves, but also to facilitate healing in others. Over the last 15 years, what does this look like? I talk about a common sense approach because the fact is that that is nature's wisdom, and nature's wisdom speaks to all of us. As we've started the journey 15 years ago to cure and restore the body back to optimal so that it can do what it's supposed to do, we found that there were some critical things that you have to pay attention to. In order for nature to be able to do its job, we need a fuel tank that has fuel in it. And to be simplistic, I talk about the fuel being the hormones and the nutrients. And when we measure these things, in a conventional medical system, we're looking for these things to fall within what's known as normal range. A normal range varies all the way from the 10th percentile to the 90th percentile. We know from all the data that's in that you need to be above the 75th percentile to actually enjoy physiologically optimal body function and optimal protection of your DNA and your cells from damage. So we're not looking for you to be in the 10th to the 90th percentile. We're looking for you to be above the 75th percentile where you will thrive. A perfect example of this is vitamin D. So vitamin D's normal range is between 30 and 100. And what we know is that above 70, you start to enjoy the benefits of a 50% lower cancer rate, 50% better immune system, a drop in heart attacks, a drop in stroke, an increase in your metabolism. So why would we be happy around 30 when we know that 70 is where you're optimally protected? Similarly, most labs, when people go to their doctor and they're told, say for example, I think I have thyroid symptoms. Doctor looks at your hormones and says, your thyroid's in the normal range. The normal range is between the 10th and the 90th percentile. That's not where you function optimally. Suppose you started at the 80th percentile and over the years you dropped to the 30th percentile. You're going to be told that you're still in the normal range, but you have 50% lower thyroid function, which means symptoms like lower energy, lower mental clarity, lower memory, focus, concentration, lower mood and depression, drier hair, drier skin, unexplained weight gain, and a variety of other issues that are thyroid symptoms. And many of you are going to relate to those and will relate to what I'm saying about being told that the thyroid is normal. So what we know, for nature to function optimally, we have to have optimal levels of fuel in the fuel tank. The next thing that has to be optimal is our clearance of toxicities. And to clear toxicities, the absolute most important thing for you to do is to drink water. 99% of the molecules in your body are water, and 70% of the volume in your body is water. So the best way to clear the toxicities out is to do it exactly how the long living do it and exactly how nature intended, which is water, 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 water. How much water do we need? At least 100 to 120 ounces. And that is usually enhanced if you can add pink salt and lemon to it, because that increases its alkalinity and gives you more minerals. And you'll hear a lot of people say, oh, you only need your body weight, half of your body weight in water. And what I've found is that in these days where we have more stress, we lose more water. We lose more minerals, so we need more. So the key to the detoxification is to get ourselves into a lifestyle that where we're drinking at least 100 to 120 ounces of water, and our pH in the urine in the morning is above 6.7. So that's critical, because when the pH hits that alkaline range, the body gets rid of the toxins on its own. Of course, there are other layers of detoxification. One of them is the bowel, where 70% of your immune system lies, and that is also why it is considered to be the primary source for all disease. So gut is always one area that we pay a lot of attention to after water and pH. And what do we pay attention to? The number of bowel movements a day. We're supposed to have a bowel movement every time we eat. And also to the integrity of the lining of the gut, which we correct with probiotics and probiotic foods and enzymes and other kind of recommendations. Other organs that we pay attention to include the whole detoxification system, which includes the liver, the gallbladder, the skin, the kidneys, and the lymphatic system. So there's a lot of systems working to detoxify, on top of the fact that we have to avoid certain toxicities. The main toxicity that is really hurting us right now, it turns out, is the electromagnetic fields that we're exposed to. And there's a very, very significant way to correct those electromagnetic fields. Let me talk to you for a moment about nutrition. I have people coming in all the time saying that they would like to have their hormones corrected. But it happens to turn out that every hormone is activated by a nutrient, and sometimes we're really only talking about some nutrient deficiencies that are causing the symptoms. Simple examples could be thyroid again. Thyroid hormone requires zinc, selenium, iodine in order to activate the receptor site. And do they need to be in the normal range, or do they need to be in the optimal range? They definitely need to be in the optimal range. It's extremely easy to measure your nutritional status. There's a test called SpectraCell, which we use routinely to figure out exactly where you are and exactly what you need so that it is not a guessing game. So now I'll talk to you a little bit about the mind. We've always thought that your thoughts dictate what happens in your body. But now we have sound science showing that your thought process, that you have the best of your life in front of you, has a completely different result, a completely different set of neurotransmitters and chemicals and immune system function than the thought process maybe not. So our thoughts dictate the results of all the therapies and all the things that we do. Some of these thoughts are conscious. 10% are conscious. 90% are subconscious. And of course, that would have you saying, well, that's kind of scary. How do I control the subconscious? Well, it turns out that we've become very familiar with easy ways to reprogram the subconscious tune to a great outcome. And that is because the subconscious is mostly controlled by the heart's emotions and the heart rate variability. And we have simple monitors which we can put on your ears and measure what your heart rate variability is. Heart rate variability pattern that is jagged and incoherent drains your fuel tank, versus a heart rate variability that is coherent in a sine wave, which enhances your fuel tank, enhances your immune system, enhances your mood and your ability to battle any kind of disease. So we pay a lot of attention to measuring your heart rate variability and teaching you very simple 3 to 5 minute methods to get yourself from a place of depletion and drainage with heart rate variability like this to a place of repletion with the heart rate variability like that. And those are simple tools. The last piece of this bubble is the physical body. And the most important criteria in the physical body is going to be oxygenation of the microcirculation in all of your organs. Oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. Water, water, water. Oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. I told you about the mind. Mind is joy, joy, joy. Think about how simple this is, because at the end I'm going to tie this back to the people in the blue zones. So for oxygenation, we have simple methods, things like teaching you how to breathe and teaching you how to take deep breaths, in 4, out 6. Make room for the new energies that are flowing into your body and the health that's flowing into your body. And we also have advanced regenerative devices like exercising with oxygen therapy that allows you to accelerate the oxygenation in your body. So when we have people with neurological diseases and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and cancers, and we're trying to get oxygen everywhere, we put them on the advanced regenerative devices. Many of you may know that Otto Warburg got the Nobel Prize for proving that in the presence of oxygen, cancer can't grow. It's only in the absence of oxygen that it grows. So getting oxygen everywhere is really critical. Using this model, so basically what I'm saying is if we have a fuel tank of hormones and nutrients that are adequate, above 75th percentile, which we can measure, and we are detoxifying the body, and the way we know that is the pH of the body is above 6.7 in the morning, and we are keeping ourselves in a place of joy with a heart rate variability that's in a sine wave pattern, and we are oxygenating the entire body. Using this extremely simple system, fuel, water, joy, oxygen, earth and sunshine, we've been able to reverse over 85% of all conditions coming through this office. We've been able to get 90% of people off of their prescription medications, their anti-anxiety medications, their antidepressive medications, their pain medications, and heartburn and reflux medications. And so this model has been proven over the last 15 years, and we've also been lucky enough to have hundreds of physicians come to learn this model from us and take it to all parts of the United States. So now I want to tell you a little bit about how this links to the blue zones. There are 30 plus areas on the earth where humans are living to the age of above 90 with absolutely no degeneration, working, climbing mountains, picking grapes, tending to goats, living in joy, and then they die somewhere above the age of 100. And for years we used to look and wonder, well, is it the food? Is it the water? What is it? And what we found is it was really going back to nature's wisdom, which has to do with living in synchrony with the earth, waking up with the sun, sleeping with the sun set. You know that they won the Nobel Prize last year for proving that that's an important piece of the puzzle. Drinking pure water that's mineralized, water, water, water. Living with purpose and joy. So let me tell you about a special wellness consult that we offer here. In this wellness consult, you come in and we assess all 5 areas of this model and give you a proper program to actually address each of these 5 areas. We teach you how to assess the signs and symptoms of the hormones and the nutrient deficiencies, show you how to measure your pH and prepare your water. We teach you about the electromagnetic fields of the cell phones and how to protect yourself and your loved ones from the electromagnetic fields and the 5G. We measure your heart rate variability and show you how to get it into a sine wave through simple methods. And we also teach you about the oxygenation after we measure your body mass index and your phase angle so that we know exactly where you start. This assessment and the program that comes out of it is absolutely the most powerful and the most simplest way for you to optimize your own wellness and the function of your body, and also to protect yourself from any future disease. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you soon. Have your best life ever.